is Hopalong Cassidy. This, too, is Hopalong Cassidy. That is, it's the same actor, William Boyd, as he was in Yankee Clipper, Cecil B. DeMille's exciting 1927 story of mutiny. Danger. And Typhoon. The history of the motion picture. A series in which we follow the growth of a new art. Its earliest beginnings. The first concept of projection. The development of story and spectacle. And the great stars. All a part of the history of the motion picture. A generation before he donned his black Stetson and six-shooters, William Boyd was a matinee idol who combined romantic appeal with swashbuckling bravado. Cecil B. DeMille considered Boyd his #1 leading man. We're about to see him as the handsome captain of DeMille's Yankee Clipper.
Foochow, 1849. Chief port of the great China tea trade. And target for sailing ships from all over the world. On England's throne is young Victoria, already a queen for 12 years, though only 29. To compete with the new American clipper ships, Victoria has commissioned Britain's fastest vessel, the Lord of the Isles, under the command of Lord Huntington. He and his daughter, Lady Jocelyn, are wished Godspeed as they are about to leave for the Orient. Miles away, the President of the United States, Zachary Taylor, offers his best wishes to the New England shipbuilders Thomas and Harold Winslow. America's future as a maritime power may well hinge on the success of their newest ship, the Yankee Clipper. Ships sail for Foochow to make their nation's bids for the great tea trade. Already in Foochow is Paul de Vigny, agent for the British company and engaged to Lord Huntington's daughter. He tells his little Ming toy that he loves her, but that he has to marry the rich English lady. In silent films, to leave no doubt in the mind of the audience, villains betrayed themselves almost as soon as they appeared. The Lord of the Isles has arrived in port, and de Vigny comes on board to greet Lord Huntington and Lady Jocelyn. The Yankee Clipper puts into port. Captain Winslow, of course, is William Boyd. In 1927, Boyd was one of Hollywood's biggest stars. But 20 years later, his name was to be completely submerged by the even greater fame of the two-fisted character he himself created, Hopalong Cassidy. heights of Fu Chao. Lady Jocelyn is appalled by the poverty she sees. But Divigny warns her that any attempt at charity could lead to a riot. Subsided, Divigny emerges and reclaims Lady Jocelyn. The House of Wang, head of the tea combine. The great merchant realizes the importance of freshness in tea and the necessity of speed in shipment. He asks each captain to taste both fresh and stale tea to show why he will award the contract to the fastest ship, the ship winning a race from Fu Chao to Boston Harbor. Lord Huntington accepts the challenge for England. Winslow accepts for America. Lady Jocelyn is played by Eleanor Fair, who at that time was, in real life, Mrs. William Boyd. Not that most moviegoers of the 20s were aware of it. It was then considered disillusioning to the fans to let them know their idols were married. Lady Jocelyn takes this opportunity to tell Winslow of her engagement to Divigny, and although disappointed, he invites them both to visit the Yankee Clipper before the race. Captain Winslow rounds up his crew. According to the conditions Wang has set for the race, it's to be a surprise start. The signal, a cannon will be fired sometime during the next 48 hours. He decides to check the back rooms as well. Aboard the Clipper, Divigny asks Hal, as a man of the world and as a gentleman, not to tell Lady Jocelyn about Ming Toy. Undecided, Winslow asks Lady Jocelyn if he may talk to her alone. But before he can explain, the signal for the start. The race is on. Winslow makes a fast decision. The safest place for Lady Jocelyn is on the Yankee Clipper. Divigny insists on being put ashore, but Winslow orders him taken below. strength of Lady Jocelyn arouses Iron Head Joe, mongrel whelp of the seven seas, as DeMille's original titles called him. Ironhead Joe cunningly schemes to gain the confidence of Lady Jocelyn. He tells her he can secretly arrange to get her back to her father's ship. Lady Jocelyn tells D'Aubigny Ironhead Joe may be their chance. Ship in dead calm, barely holding headway, have lost sight of English vessel since rounding Horn. Lady Jocelyn well and seems more resigned, although she rarely speaks to me. Unfilled sails. Oppressive heat. How long can it keep up? But to those who know these waters, the signs are ominous. Almost without warning, typhoon. Is Junior Coghlan, who in the late 20s played the impish roles for which Jackie Coogan was by then too old and Mickey Rooney still too young. Almost as suddenly as the storm arose, it subsides. The typhoon has brought another problem. The captain is informed that most of the regular water supply has been swept overboard. All that is left are the small reserve kegs. Virginia Capes, water almost gone. 2 kegs mysteriously missing. Men are getting ugly. Still no sign of English ship, but am carrying all sail night and day. last of the precious water. Tension mounts, and egged on by Davini and Ironhead Joe, the disgruntled crew plan mutiny. However, a few remain loyal and leave to warn the captain. Seizing his opportunity, Ironhead Joe sneaks away. Ironhead Joe is played by Walter Long, a master heavy. He played a remarkably similar scene in The Birth of a Nation with lovely Mae Marsh. the missing water kegs. Off the New England coast, the Clipper gradually reduces the lead gained by the Lord of the Isles until once again the English ship is in sight. The men wet down the sails to catch more of the light air. Boston Lighthouse. Winslow calls for every blanket aboard ship to be brought on deck. The Yankee Clipper moves closer and off the lighthouse. She pulls ahead. The British crew, gallant in defeat, cheer their victorious rivals. Hopalong Cassidy himself could have done no more.